Hi, Huge Lake and movie fanatic Nate, reporting to you from Lake Nate, somewhere in Minnesota on this glorious, amazing, gorgeous May Day in 2014. I'm coming to you with a review for a pretty classic movie, which I do believe is going to very shortly get a Blu-ray treatment, which I'm not going to buy because the DVD looks phenomenal. This is a movie which I can't remember. I first saw buying a used VHS of it, which I'll better say the title, which is Shockwaves. This movie I can remember being a kid, and I think I saw a trailer for this on TV when I was a kid, because I remember these shots, these really creepy shots of these. Of course, I didn't know they were zombie Nazis at the time, but I remember these really creepy shots. I'm pretty sure I saw a trailer for this probably when I was a kid, around the time, or maybe it was just on TV. That's probably it, because this came out. I think this came out in '76 or '77, so I wasn't of age to really understand anything at that time. I was either part. Anyway, I was very young, like, you know, not even a year old or a year old at that time. So depending on what year this came out. So Shockwaves is a movie that I've always seen the cover art. And the cover art's very misleading because it's basically this cover of this big, huge, like gargantuan zombie holding a boat with people falling off. So I always thought this movie was about a big, huge zombie water creature. And, that's one of the only occasions I can think of where movie art is kind of misleading in that aspect, because it doesn't feature a big zombie monster. It features many normal man-sized zombie Nazi monsters. I believe it. Like I say, I always get Blue Underground and Synapse confused. But I think it's Blue Underground, had at some point put out a DVD, which is a glorious, actually, DVD, and it's good enough for me. Transfer of this movie, which on a HGTV upconverted looks. There's so much grain. I love grain. There's so much grain that I can't see a Blu-ray looking any better. This movie looks great on just the Blue Underground or Synapse, whatever the hell it is, DVD. This movie I watch this time of year in summer all the time because it's got that. This movie is phenomenally just beautiful. It's got this, tropics. It's got a lot going for it. It features briefly for a while the late great John Carradine, of the one who ended up with, who's in a lot of movies with this horrible, crippling arthritis in his hands. So this is one of, getting towards, I don't know exactly when he died. Well, shit, he was alive in the early 80s because he was in the original Boogeyman. But this is one of, getting on towards the end of his life kind of situation. He plays the captain. He's pretty great as the captain. This movie is really cool. It features a lot of, the actors are all competent. You kind of like the characters and just the setting, and it's just like I say, it's tropical. It's great. It's cool. The whole idea of, which of course is true probably, of the Nazis experimenting to make super soldiers and shit. The whole idea of this movie, where you have these leftover Nazi super soldiers, which are basically, if I can understand this movie correctly, just basically been existing ever since World War II, just around this island or whatever, just unable to die or whatever. And there's some really cool shots where these people, all in their costume and makeup and stuff, are like holding their breath, and they're must be obviously weighted down so they can walk on the bottom of the ocean and all this cool stuff. There's this big, like, rotted out ship that obviously they found and either worked into the script or whatever, which worked out cool. But there's some really cool, like, underwater footage of these performers in zombie makeup and their little Nazi zombie glasses, like I say, walking or trying to walk on the bottom of the ocean through stuff and that, and it's just really kind of cool and creepy. Again, I think this is a PG movie. I don't think it's rated R. I can't remember. I don't think so. I don't know. If it is rated R, it doesn't really have anything to warrant it, because I think the kills are pretty much consist of zombies taking people and pulling them, holding them beneath the water and drowning them and shit. But this movie was actually, I didn't know anything about it, but you can tell by it that it's actually shot at this island or this location that had since been something pretty grand, like a hotel maybe or something, which has since been abandoned. It's really shot at an amazing location, and the location is a big part of it. Oh, don't let me even forget about is it Peter Cushing? I think it might be Peter Cushing, the guy who I think a year later, this was probably 77, because I think a year later he'd go on to be whatever the hell his name is in the very first Star Wars movie ever made, which is I think called A New Hope, correct? I'm just kidding. But this movie features Peter Cushing and also briefly, like I say, John Carradine. I can't say enough how amazing just the scenery is of this movie. It's something that you really should, I usually watch these kind of movies in the summer, but it's something you should really watch in the winter to try to warm me up, but the problem is I get so depressed if I watch something like this in the winter, because it's absolutely gorgeous and beautiful location, and there's a couple rather attractive girls or women in the movie, and the characters, like I say, you kind of, personally I kind of like all the characters, even the asshole guy and the guy who's claustrophobic, who risks their lives he does a pretty good job at I remember being in school and going in a closet with this kid. It's not what you think. and I was like thinking, oh man, because it's a really small closet, like a storage closet for stuff. Just to go, I don't know why, if we were just going to pop out and scare people coming back from lunch, whatever. But we got in this closet briefly, and this kid within like seconds was like, and had to get out of it. I'm thinking like, this is cool, like just this little really confined closet. So anyway, I've briefly experienced firsthand what, actually witnessed a claustrophobic person in action, and it's real. But the room that the freezer thing that this guy goes crazy in is so much bigger than this room. Literally, this closet that we were in was literally, like almost you couldn't probably even fit 4 people in it, kind of a closet. It wasn't very big. So whereas this huge freezer they were in this movie was huge, and this guy's like, but as I was saying, he performed the panicking of a claustrophobic. What do you call a claustrophobic person? A claustrophobian? The claustrophobian. He played a claustrophobian very well, and so I was gonna. What's this called? Shockwaves, which I don't quite understand exactly what the title means. Maybe I'm dense. Could be. Shockwaves. It's kind of a cool title. I don't know if it works for this movie. I think there's if memory serves, there's like the title sequence features a swastika, which is kind of creepy in a way. It's kind of like who funded this movie, but it's kind of, like I say, it's a cool premise. Nazi zombies, decades old, that are still prowling this island, tropical island of whatever. Peter Cushing's living there, I guess. He's got this really old, I think he plays a German in the movie, correct? He's got this really old phonograph which introduces Peter Cushing, and I'm going to go 3 stars. I'm not being lazy today. I know like the last 3 or 4 movies I reviewed are 3 stars, but I guess I'm just reviewing a bunch of 3-star movies in a row, I guess. This movie is like I say, I can't speak enough about the beautiful tropical, which I've already spoken enough about, the beautiful tropical island water environment, and just very cool. It's not a big movie for cool creative kills by any means, but if you like Nazi zombies, the makeup's pretty cool. And God, it just occurred to me, can they kill them by simply taking off their glasses? That's kind of dumb. I think they just take off their glasses to kill them or something, because they wear these cool round Nazi zombie glasses, But the Nazi zombies are a really cool look and a cool idea, and 3 stars for Shockwaves, which like I say, I do believe is very soon, if it hasn't already, very shortly, is going to get a Blu-ray release for the very first time. I'm perfectly happy with the DVD I have from Blue Underground, or I think it's Blue Underground, so I probably shan't be getting the Blu-ray, but to all you people who will be, congratulations, and I hope it works out for you. This is Nate reporting from Lake Nate, somewhere in Minnesota, on a beautiful, I can't even believe it, beautiful May Day in 2014. And we'll catch you next time.